for stopping by. So today I'm just doing a quick tutorial on using my new xTool F1 engraving machine, and we are going to be making some hats or engraving on these leatherette patches and then applying them to hats. So I just got a pack of leatherettes. These are faux leather. So, I'm not using real leather. Everyone has their preferences on that. Leather is a little bit thick for me. And these are easy because it comes with the adhesive already on the back. They engrave great, and then you can put them right on a hat. I'll link all these below of the hats I'm using and the leatherettes. If you get the stuff that comes in the actual F1 case, they come with these kind of black patches, which engrave great too. They're a silver backing with the black, so you get the silver out of them. But this is more of like a 3M that's just a sticky. So you would just take it off and stick it onto something. Okay, but we are using one that needs heat on it. So you can, the packages, if you get it, this one says to use an iron. I'm going to be using my hat press because I find that easier. But with an iron, it says to heat it up for 20 seconds and then stick it on it. But I find the hat press to get a better press on there. So we're going to be doing that. Okay, so we're going to be getting into the software and showing you real quick how to pull up some designs, and I'll link the designs below of where I get those, and then we're going to be attaching them to the hat. Okay, so I know I usually share my screen, but I am just taping it today. So we are in Creative Space. I'm going to bring in my file to engrave. This was just the last one. So I'm just going to delete that. And so what you do is you just go up into Image up on that left side. And I'm going to go into my downloads. And I might actually bring in a couple of these and see which one I like. So I'm bringing in the SVG file. So it comes up, I'm on a Microsoft, so it comes up as Microsoft Edge, and it has that blue thing there. And then I'm just going to say yes to scale it on my canvas. And then I'm just going to bring in a few more. Okay, so then I'm just going to size these down just by dragging on those arrows with my mouse. Oop, and these don't come in grouped. I'm going to size this one down. And then this one, since it's actually not grouped, I'm going to use my cursor and drag it over all of these. And actually, I'm going to go in to unite this. So I'm going to go to Combine and Unite. And that just attaches everything together. So it's now in one place. A lot of them come in ungrouped, and you can change the size of things if you want individually with each other. So, and then you can unite it or group it. And then over here on the right side are my processing types here. So I'm going to click on Engrave because we are going to be engraving this. So I just kind of want to see what these look like when they have the engrave setting on them. And kind of see, I think I like this one. So I'm going to delete off this one and this one. Okay, so I'm going to change the size up here. So the leatherettes I'm using are about 2 by 3 inches. So it's actually about 1.75 by 2 3/4 of area inside of kind of the black laces. So I'm actually going to unlock this up in here so I can kind of change these individually of each other. And I'm going to scooch that in and maybe make it a little longer this way. So I want it a little bit under, maybe do 1.4. Oops. By about 2.4 or so it can fit in the 1 3/4 by 2 3/4. So we are going to do that there, and then I like to snap it You can see as I move around, those blue horizontal and vertical lines move around, and that's just kind of snapping to right in the center. So you see there's one line this way and one line that way, and that is just the exact center. Just helps me kind of line it up, but you can put it wherever you want. Just helps me with the framing because the dot that I will be lining up is exactly in the center. So this just kind of makes it a little bit easier for me. So you can see over here is where the material setting are right here. If you click on more, there's more in here if you want to look for those, but we are going to use the artificial leather setting. So I found this one does work well, but every patch you're going to get is going to be a little bit different. So definitely do some testing first before you do them for real. I've done quite a few, and I actually even did a test array with different things. And here's the one that I just did that came out with the artificial leather settings, and it came out nice and black. This was one I did before, and it was in a little bit different settings, but they came out very similar. So I'm going to keep the artificial settings there. Okay, and then again, it's on engrave, and this is where you would change the settings if you wanted to. Right now it's at 100% power, 700 speed, and 200 lines per centimeter. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the framing, and we're going to frame it over in our machine. So I'm going to click on the framing button. Okay, you can see that there is that kind of blue light that comes around. So I'm just going to line it up so that is centered in my patch here. Okay. I'm going to hit stop framing on my computer, and I'm actually now going to make sure that those two lights, let me see if I can get you to see it better. So you'll see if you look here, there's a red light. Right now you can't really see the blue, but if I move this, you'll see that there is a blue and a red light. And what we need to do is put those right on top of each other. So we're going to use the knob here and turn it. And when you turn it, it goes up and down. And so it will go closer to each other and farther. So we're just going to keep moving it until those are right on top of each other. Okay, and now that that is all ready, we're going to hit process on my computer. And then up here, you'll see everything that it's going to engrave, which looks good. And I'm going to hit start here. So I'm going to lower this down first. And then I'm going to hit this flashing button here to start. Okay, so everything blinked and went off, and my computer said that took all of 1 minute and 13 seconds. I'm going to raise this up. And there we have our patch. That's engraved. Okay, so now we're going to get our hat ready and put it on our hat. Okay, so I have my patches made here. So I'm going to just turn on my hat press here. Push the button, and I'm going to push it up to 2, which is the medium button, and let that press. So if you have the hat press, it comes with a round, which is great. It's a pressing round that is a heat press. So I'm actually going to flip the rim up on the hat and put it over the hat press. And try to just get it a little bit tighter. Okay, and that has kind of a handle that you can kind of turn it around there. And push it down so it's flat. And I'm also just going to use some heat resistant tape just to make sure it stays in place. I put that on there. Okay, and then I also like to find just the center of my patch. So if I put this on it, I can see that the center is kind of that mid thing there and right at the edge of the happy of the first P. So I'm just gonna center that here. So this is right there. Kind of line up the bottom there. And then just put this on. Okay, and then I'm going to put a towel over it. And then with my hat press, I'm just going to go back and forth over it for about 20 seconds or so. I don't want to go too hard and too much so I get that crease down the middle of it. Then I'm just going to kind of pull up on the sides. Oops. Get that upper one a little bit more. Okay. And there's our first one. Super easy and cute, right? Okay, so one more to go. And just make sure all the edges are good. And there we have it. So cute and easy. Such a fun way. You can make them for, you know, bachelorette parties, for the men bachelor parties, and, you know, put names or grooms or, like I said, lakes for moms. Make great gifts, or even merchandise, things like that. So anyway, hope that helped get you started with a fun and easy project using the xTool F1 engraving machine. And I have a full tutorial on how to get started kind of using it and engraving on metal and things like that, and I will link that below. Anyway, happy crafting, and make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any videos in the future.